What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the flow. Today we have a special guest, the man, the myth, the legend, El Mil Mascaras.
Hey,
Mil,
man.
welcome.
Thanks for the invite.
He's very active in the San Diego FC community and the soccer community in general now. He's getting like extremely famous. So how did the idea being a supporter for San Diego, how did that come about?
Well, it all started when when I was a kid. My parents used to take me to the stadiums, to soccer, and the passion just built for me for football back in Mexico, um, and also the wrestling. You know, Mil Mascaras. It was like my big idol. Growing up, the two passions grew on me when I was a little kid.
Where are you from?
I'm from Morelia,
From Morelia. Okay.
Mexico.
Were you a supporter of Morelia,
Yeah,
the soccer team
yeah.
over there? Okay. Is that your team before Liga MX decided to disappear that team and snatch it away from the city? So I mean, you were a Morelia fan.
Correct.
Sorry that basically that team went away, but now you have San Diego,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
And I grew up here in San Diego, since I was like 6.
Were you also involved in the soccer scene here in San Diego before San Diego FC with San Diego Loyal or the Soccers or like, from a supporter standpoint?
No, I wasn't.
When San Diego FC was announced or it came about the news that, hey, San Diego, we're getting an MLS team. I know I was stoked. I was super excited. That's something that I had been waiting for my entire life, basically. And when it finally happened, I was over the moon. So I imagine a lot of people had that same feeling. So what happened with you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I grew up playing soccer here in
Yeah.
Logan, like Colina Park, Liga de Amistad, So we always wanted a team here.
Yeah.
Us as players growing up and football fans. Um, but the way I joined the SDFC, it was through a friend of mine called Louis from the Daygoboyz. Um, so we were part of the same barra in Mexico.
Okay.
And then he called me up, and then he's like, "Hey man, we're gonna be building a supporter, group,
What team were you guys supporting?
Morelia."
Oh, okay. So you met Louis in Morelia.
Yeah,
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. So obviously, so Louis is also from Morelia. You guys met there,
right.
and you guys were part of the barra for Morelia. Or like,
Correct.
okay, cool. And then, I guess destiny like put you guys together. Are you guys, related or?
No, we're not related.
Okay,
We're
but
just
it
friends.
was just
We play soccer together, and on local leagues. But we started doing practice down at the trolley station, the
Okay.
trolley stop at the Snapdragon.
Okay.
That's where we started.
Way before,
Way
obviously, when the team was announced 2023, by the way. So
Yeah.
around that time.
Yeah, it was way before we had players. Way before we had the jerseys, the colors, everything.
The crest or none of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was announced,
Yeah.
little by little. I remember. I think it was July of 2023. There was an event. I can't remember the name of the brewery, but it was over there by Sports Arena,
Mhm.
and there was an event there. I think that's when they announced. The crest. I may be wrong, but I remember by then because the team was announced March 2023. By July, I remember at that event, you guys were already rocking, like
Yeah.
chants and everything. I was like, whoa, like this is
Yeah,
awesome.
we went through a lot of events, trying to get more people into the supporters. Yeah, so you call it, man, that we were all over.
How many members are in the Daygoboyz?
Um, I don't have an exact number, but I want to say around 100, 150.
Seems like there's more than 150 people, when I look at your section, because by the way,
Yeah.
the whole Frontera section in the stadium, if you haven't been to Snapdragon, when you look at the Frontera section, you should understand that there's the different supporters group, have their assigned spots per se, like
Right.
that stand is divided, right? Like
Correct.
different sections of the stand are for different supporters group. Anyone can come, everyone's welcome, right? Like you don't
Correct.
have to be necessarily part of the supporters group. As long as you have a ticket for the supporters group section, you can go. Everyone's super cool, welcome. But just know that if you're going there, it's 90 minutes of passion, chanting, and aguante.
Yeah,
Awesome.
normally, well, we have the couple stands, and then we use like the second and third row for the flags, and the capos, the guys that are giving the signals. So, I mean, but everyone's welcome.
Okay.
Just the first, I want to say 2 rows. It's where the capos are.
Right. You're a couple, right?
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit of what that is or what that entails?
Well, a capo is it's a big responsibility. Um, you're in charge of like giving signals when the chants start, when they stop. Also responsible of hyping people.
Yeah.
Because we got to chant 90 plus minutes, and there's no rest time there. So we're responsible of keeping the vibe.
The capo, more than anyone else, needs to know the sequence, right? Of the
Correct.
not only know the chant, like by heart,
Right.
but also know what's next, like which chant is next, right?
Correct.
And obviously that's a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility, especially because you're up there, up front,
Right.
and the game is happening, and it's loud. Like how is that experience of like being up there in the couple stand?
Like I said, us as capos, we don't watch the game. We're facing the crowd, and our job is to keep the flow. Keep the vibe.
Whoop, whoop. Here I come. Oh, here I come.
Hey,
Keep them,
like and subscribe.
So yeah, it's hard for us to even watch the games. I take a little peek on the big screens.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But that's about it.
How is that coordination? How does that happen? Because, well, you have the responsibility of hyping up, well, your immediate section first and foremost, right? Because you're the capo of Daygoboyz, and that particular day that you're the capo on the capo stand. But there's capos for the different supporters group. So how does that coordination happen, or you know what I mean, with the other capos?
So basically, it all starts with the murga, which is the drums.
Each supporters group has a murga, or only the Daygoboyz?
No, there's drummers and murga from different supporters, but it all starts there. They're the ones that give out the signals and the tempos.
Got it.
And then they give the signal to the middle capo, and the middle capo gives the other guys. There's always 2 capos in the capo stand.
One of them is getting the signal from the
middle,
and then that. Let's say I'm one of in this example, like I'm getting the signal from the murga, and then I tell you.
You send me the signal.
Okay. But we're not literally standing side by side.
Not,
like we're in 2 separate stands. Right. We're like, I don't know, like 50 feet away or whatever.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And then I tell you, okay, there's like special signals, like, oh, like we're about to start, or is there like a particular signal for each chant?
Well, I mean, obviously the center capo is the one that starts the song.
Okay.
We are San Diego for book club, and then I'm looking at you, and then I go on.
Thunderclap, and then we are San Diego Football Club. Got it. Okay. So for example,
but everything starts from the murga.
Okay. And I take it probably the thunderclap, that's the signal is from the murga, boom, boom. And then everyone kind of like, no, okay, we know we're about to start.
Yeah, when we hear that, our job is to tell everybody to put their hands up. There's no reason for anyone in the supporter section to have their hands down, and it's cool because now all the whole stadium's doing it. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, each game that goes by, I feel like the general public, not just the Frontera section, is getting more involved, at least in the thunderclap.
Yeah,
for sure. Which is, and it's amazing. You can hear it like echo like through the stadium. Walk me through game day with you, like from the morning all the way till you go back home.
Yeah. Well, this season was a little different for me. Last season, I was in charge also of the tailgating. We were supposed to be there at 1:30, set up, start cooking. Everything started around 2:30. And
On a typical game,
On a
because we
typical game,
usually
yeah.
play 7:30
Right.
games on a Saturday.
Yeah. And then from there, we do the tailgating until like around 5:30. That's when we start putting everything away. While we're putting that stuff away, that we also have our drummers or drum member
Mhm.
or drum line that are already they're already going in the stadium like around 4:30 because they
Okay.
gotta bring in all the drums, the flags, the sticks, and everything.
And they get
So
also security goes through all that stuff, right? That's why you need
Right.
way more time
Yeah.
in advance before kickoff to go in,
Right.
because you're going through security. You need to set up too in your section. Okay.
So some of us are, in the tailgate, and then the drum line is already going inside the stadium,
Mhm.
bringing in the drums and stuff. The couples go in 30 minutes after them, and then they're there setting up all the flags, the banners and stuff, and then the stadium opens up like around 6, I think, 5:36.
The rest of the supporters from Daygoboyz or the different support, they still partying at the tailgate,
Yeah,
enjoying
some of us are
themselves.
still there,
Okay, yeah, got it. Okay. And at the end, is there still like you go back to the tailgate and party?
Normally we take care of the drum line. When the game's over, we all escort the drums. We go out to the green lot, and then we once we get to the cars, we do more chanting. We chant a little more.
Okay.
Maybe like
Just to
around
kind of like decompressing or
decompress, celebrate a win, or just give that a little extra
yeah,
fuel we have, the leftovers. Um, and yeah, we just chant for another 15, 20 minutes, and then that's it.
What about an away game? Because if you don't know, Mil Mascaras last season, he went to every single away game, which is, my God, what a feat to do. So you were basically doing as much traveling as the players themselves, which is it's awesome. So I have nothing but respect, man, like for that. That's amazing. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
And I don't fly first class, so
like some of the players do. Hey, they should just like fly you with the team, man. Like might as well. Like
I could carry the bags, the luggage.
Yeah, like Mikey, Tyler, you're watching this video. Come on, he's already doing the road trips, everything with the team. So, give him a seat in the plane. How did that idea come about? Like, did you start like, hey, I'm gonna go to a couple of away games, and then you got just hooked and said like, screw it, I'm gonna go to every single one?
It just happened. I mean, the first game was LA Galaxy. After that one, the second away game was Utah. For that game, it was a little challenging because it was like 13 hours,
Yeah.
each way.
Yeah.
So we rented a van, a 12-person van. I pick up the van on a Friday after work, and then we just drove all the way. I drove all the way.
Oh my God.
Through the night, we got there, had breakfast. We got a little hotel. Then we went to the game, had dinner, slept for a couple hours, and then drove back. It was fun,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
It was great,
like,
and then we won. So it was like,
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was a 3-1
3-1
victory.
Yeah.
And then after that, you were like, just all right, like I'm gonna keep going.
So a lot of people don't know that. Well, one of the main reasons why I started traveling, I got a 16-year-old kid. Well, he's 17 now, but at the time he was 16. And I wanted something to like get us close.
Okay. Like to bond.
And yeah, and I took him to a support Daygoboyz practice, and on his first practice, it just felt like he belonged there.
Got it.
He was chanting,
he was instantly
jumping.
hooked.
Yeah, he had the energy. So I was like, oh wait, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then I felt like he just loved it.
Yeah.
And so also felt like it was gonna be like a connection. I took him to the LA Galaxy game. Obviously, he was all excited.
You guys took the a bus.
Yeah, we took a bus to the
over there.
Galaxy game, and then I took him to the Utah game.
Okay.
And it was just getting us, closer,
Yeah.
and he was enjoying my passion. I did like most of the games with my kid. It got a little expensive, but
Yeah.
It was worth it. It was all worth it.
Like road tripping or doing trips, and because it's obviously they're not all road trips because you're all over the U.S. basically,
Yeah.
and internationally recently. Your kid also did every single game.
No, he didn't. I mean, he works. He has school, so but I did take my kid to most of the
To
games.
a bunch of them.
Yeah, a
Okay.
bunch of games.
Which one was the most fun and which one was the most challenging of a trip in terms of like logistics? Like you had to take like 2 planes or whatever.
Well, the hardest trip has to be Kansas. And I just did the Kansas
Or you
trip
just came back, yeah.
like a week
New
ago.
season, new away game.
Yeah, Kansas is a challenge. It's challenging
Just to get there,
just
or
to
what?
get there.
Like why? Like what? How many?
There's no direct flights, so
Yeah,
you
okay.
have to either go to Phoenix or go to Dallas.
Okay, what'd you do
Yeah.
this time?
Well, there is direct flights, but they're way too expensive.
Really expensive,
so,
yeah.
And it's pretty long.
That's last week. We played, Kansas City,
Kansas City.
and Mil went along with Louis too,
Right.
and Oli. I think I saw that he
Yeah,
went too, right?
in Chava.
And Chava. Okay, like
So
so, the four of you
it was
went.
only 4 of us, Daygoboyz.
Yeah. Which away game, at least from last, or I guess up to now, because which one has been the most fun? The one that you're like,
It has to be Utah. Like
that
I said,
first
yeah, we drove.
time.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah, and the first time doing a road trip
Right,
too, right?
right.
Like that long of a road trip, and
Yeah.
well, you were actually driving and everything.
And it was super cold.
Yeah.
Louis and there was like 5 guys that took their shirts off. And it was freezing.
Oh
I was
my
like, there's
God.
no way I'm taking my shirt off.
Which are the next games that you're doing? Are you doing all away games this season too?
This season is gonna be a little hard for me, because we got the World Cup. But for sure, I'm doing the 6 first away games.
Okay.
And
So Kansas City.
so it's gonna be Kansas City,
Utah.
Toluca,
Oh yeah, Toluca. That's right.
San
That's
Jose. I think it's Utah, and then
Oh, Dallas.
yeah, we're doing Dallas
And-
this weekend.
Right after that, then we start getting into World Cup territory.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the league stops, but I mean, money wise,
Yeah, of course.
it
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
pretty
It's
expensive.
not. This is not a cheap hobby. Basically.
Yeah, I pay for my own flights.
Again,
it's a
San
little
Diego
hard.
FC. Come on, like some subsidy or something.
Well, I do have to give a special thanks to Uncle Jimmy because he did hook me up with one of the flights. He's
And-
always been there too, so he's a lot of you guys know him. So shout out to him.
The club has been, thankful of your support
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well
yeah,
too. Not only you,
Yeah.
but like the entire Frontera,
Yeah.
and like constantly, giving shout outs or featuring you guys and like in
Yeah.
posts of the team and all that. And so Mike Ibarra,
Right.
Tyler Heaps, the players themselves, like it's not like
Yeah, the players.
they give you guys the
No,
like the
it's,
cold shoulder. Or
I mean,
anything.
obviously, I'm doing this because I want to.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not doing this because I want someone to like pay for my flights or anything.
yeah,
I've been doing this
Es the aguante.
even before this. I like traveling. I like football, so this is my passion.
It also helps like when you're out there, and to feel that love and passion
Oh,
that
yeah,
you're
yeah.
giving, that it's reciprocate. You know what I mean? Like that is something that I've always applaud. The players at the end of every game, they go out to the supporters and they thank the supporters, whether the team loses or wins. They always go out to supporters, thank them, and not only at home, but they do that away too, and not only at the stadium, but also like when they're out at the hotel or like after training or whatever. When you guys go out and show them love, they give it back, because some teams say like screw you guys, like some you know what I mean, like
I mean, I have never seen a team done
that is that close with
the
supporters.
players.
Yeah, so shout out to San Diego FC. Hope you guys keep doing this, because I think it's awesome. And like you mentioned, you don't see that every day
Right.
from a team. Let's go back in time a few months ago. Western Conference Final against Vancouver. You were keeper of the flow. San Diego has a tradition where there's a pre-game show, I would call it, like that, fireworks, a whole thing. And as part of that, there is this tradition of having what the club calls the keeper of the flow, and I'll put in some pictures of what the flow is. Yes, it is me too. I'm the flow, but the official
The official
flow is a person that holds the energy, the flow of the team, and Mil was the keeper of flow, which I thought that was an awesome gesture of the club. And tell me about that experience, man. Like, how did that go? How did it come about? How did the club tell you?
backtrack a little bit to the Portland, the last game of the season. So what we do on the away games, this is kind of like a ritual. Um, so hours before the away games, the players take a little walk around the block, and we meet up with them. We go to the hotels, and then we once they're gonna take when they take the walk, we do the chanting, and we kind of cheer them up.
Like just outside the. Oh, you guys
Outside,
follow them on the walk?
no. We just stand outside this,
Yeah, outside the hotel. Yeah.
And they walk out on their, and we chant. We just let them know we're there.
How do you know like where they're staying?
The club tells us.
There's just like some communication between the club and the supporters group saying, hey, we'll be here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And then it's normally like around 12, and so we do this every away game. Like I said, it's kind of like a ritual. For the last game of the season, which was against Portland, there was like
that 4-0. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
So we were, same thing. I went there like normal. For that game, there was like 30 of us from different supporter groups.
Okay.
There were games where it was only me, my kid, and I, or me and
like
my
literally,
wife.
like the only people that went to that game, it was you and your kid.
Yeah.
Got
correct.
it. Okay.
For the Dallas, and some of the games, it was just us outside the hotels.
Got it.
Cheering,
Yeah.
And then,
Nice.
so I guess players started noticing me, more and more and more. So for the Portland game, we were there like normal. For that game, it was like I said, it was like 30 of us. And we were there waiting for the players to take their walk,
Yeah.
When the players started coming out, they didn't start the walk. They just came out of the hotel, and then they stood there, they stand there. And she's like, hey, we want you to see something on the phone. So I grabbed the phone, and I'm looking at the video, and the video is about it's all the players thanking me.
Okay.
Wow. They're like the coach,
Wow.
all the players, saying thank you for the support, for being there in all the games, and while I'm watching this video, all the players are just like lining up right there and looking at me,
Yeah.
And I was like, I froze, I was like, what's going on,
man.
bro?
Yeah.
So after the video felt like it was like 30 minutes long, but it was only like a minute. So I gave the phone away, I thanked all the players, and then the captain Yepe was he gave a little speech to everybody, he's like thanking everybody for being there, and he referred to me as like, and the special one that came to all the games, and then he took out a shirt, like a signed shirt with the
wow.
He gave it to me, it was like, all the players applauded me and shit.
Yeah.
So it was super. I mean, I have no words about it. All my friends were like, "Oh man, that's like the baddest thing ever." It was pretty cool, So after that, they posted me on their social media, and I kind of like, I don't want to say I went viral, but people knew me more.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
of that.
Yeah.
And then the next game, it was against Seattle. Remember, we played them on playoffs.
Oh,
right?
No, we played Portland.
Sorry. So we played. We played Portland.
Yeah, again. Yeah.
We played Portland again, and then they had Face Rug as a keeper of the flow. So they had him as the keeper of the flow, and then all of a sudden people were like tagging me on the social media, like, make Mil the keeper of the flow. This guy deserves it, and like.
Yeah, my God.
And I was just.
Yeah, we're just looking at it. Yeah, like
I was like,
people like people started doing it. Like it wasn't like you said, hey, comment.
So
I
was
was you
like,
with burner account.
Was there
make him.
So I was like, dude, this is never gonna happen, bro. I mean, the people that have done the Keeper of the Flow is like Hugo Sanchez, Rey Mysterio, like
Yeah,
all
like
these people, like
super
super
famous
famous
people. Yeah.
people, or guys that have like 7 million followers, like FaZe Rug. Saludos, FaZe
Shout
Rug.
out, Face
Shout
Rug.
out.
And you're watching. Hey, like the video.
Then we went through next round, right?
Yeah. That was that period of time where it felt like we played Portland like 50,000 times.
Yeah, I went back to Portland
because we
for the
went to 3
playoffs.
games. We literally played them like 4
Yeah.
games, consecutive games. It was like an entire month
Right.
that we played. We just continued playing Portland. It was
Right.
ridiculous.
And then the Vancouver game came, right?
Yeah.
And then it was a Wednesday, and then the club, sent me a message. I'm like, hey, can you please call us?
You were just like chilling, going about your day.
I was
and then,
actually having a beer right there at that one bar next to the 18 Threads, the store.
okay. Oh, at Novo.
Yeah.
You were just
I
chilling.
was just there, like, we're just watching the game.
So your life is awesome. That you're traveling on a what? You were having a beer, and then the club
On a Wednesday.
Yeah, on a Wednesday, a random Wednesday.
Yeah, so I was just there, and then they're like, hey, can you please call us? I'm like, yeah. So
They like send you like
Well,
a
they
DM
were-
on Instagram, or they
yeah,
already had your
they're
phone,
on
or how
Instagram,
did they reach out?
on Instagram?
Got
yeah.
it. Okay, just like boom, you got a
Okay,
message, and
right.
like, oh crap.
So they're like, hey, can you please call us? So I call them. I call the number, and they're like, hey man, Emil, how do you feel to be the special guest on the next coming? Special guest. In my mind, I was like,
Like, what
all
does
right,
that mean?
no, I was like, all right, well, they're gonna probably put me on a VIP, leather seats or.
Yeah, like in a
Yeah.
Hey, put me in a suite or something.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, for sure. And then he's like, can you please send us videos or pictures of your trips? I'm like, and then that kind of clicked, I was like,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, if they're asking for my videos or pictures of my trip, then they want me to be the keeper of the,
Yeah.
So I did ask. I'm like, wait, you guys want me to be the keeper of the flow? He's like, oh yeah, we want you to do.
No
Oh,
way,
oh
dude.
shoot!
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like-
You sobered up.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
You were in your 12th beer, and you sobered up.
But it was funny because they're like, yeah, okay, we're gonna call you back, like in, but they didn't say a time, but they're like, oh yeah, we'll call you back. So 2 days went by, bro, and I was
Okay.
like,
So
the only
Friday comes, and
yeah,
it's
the only
like,
person that I told was my family, but I didn't want to tell anyone that, because I don't know if it was gonna happen. So Friday they call me and they're like, hey, what number and what name do you want on the back of your jersey?
yeah.
So I
Nice.
already had something in mind. So I wanted the number 12 because the number 12 is the
The
supporters,
supporters, yeah.
and also wanted the words "We the fans" because
Nice.
I was representing
Dude,
everybody.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then so I said them that, and then I told them, or you could put my name and whatever number. They're like, oh no, we do like the idea. So they're like, yeah, we'll call you back again. So they kind of did it, and until
So they call. Okay. So initial contact Wednesday. Come Friday, then they ask you, hey, like, what do you want in the jersey? Blah, blah,
blah.
and then boom, radio silent after that.
Yeah. And then until the day of the match,
Which was a Sunday.
where I met with the some people that work at the club.
Some high executives.
Yeah, and then they're like, yeah, we already have your jersey. That's when I was like, oh shoot, okay,
Like, it's happening.
It's
This is
gonna
happening.
happen.
At that point, you were just like going about your day, like regular day. You were
I mean,
like, okay,
I was a
you
little
just showed up
nervous.
at tailgate, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, they
What's gonna happen?
they never kind of told me it was a a go. But I did tell when I got to the stadium at the Purple, I went to another supporters and even my group, and then told them, you know what, I might go down the field today,
Yeah.
and I just want to tell you that I'm representing everybody.
What they say?
Well, I didn't tell them I was gonna be the keeper. I still didn't tell anyone that I was gonna be the keeper.
You just said like I may go down.
Yeah, I may go down.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. No way.
Yeah. So no one knew
No
except
way.
my family. And then so yeah, They went to the supporters. Yeah, they're like, yeah,
And they were like looking for
they're
you.
like, here's your jersey. So I was like, hey, can I go to the restroom, put them on? Yeah, so I went there, put them
Yeah,
on,
hell
and
yeah.
they're like, all right, let's walk with us. We're gonna tell you what to do, and then they gave me instructions and stuff. And then the whole ritual was gonna happen, right? They put up my my videos and my
Yeah.
story on the screen, and that moment, do I hear like I thought I scored a goal, bro, because all the supporter section went like
All the
loud, bro. When
roar,
they
yeah.
saw me on the
Yeah.
screen, everybody was like, wow. And I felt like I freaking scored a
Yeah.
goal. It was amazing that moment. And then so they put up the video there, and then after that they're like, all right, you're gonna be on the screen, just show your jersey, wave at people. And then after that, I have to pick up
The
the
flow.
flow,
Yeah.
and it is heavier than
Oh
it
yeah.
looks.
That's
It
what
is
I was gonna
heavy.
ask.
So
Did they tell you? Did they give you a chance to like test it out?
no,
Just like, oh, see how heavy it is?
no,
So,
no, they
okay.
actually didn't.
It's just like, just go there, just
Yeah.
carry it.
So in my mind, I was like, oh, I don't want to drop this. I don't want to drop it. I don't drop it. But
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be
so
nervous.
this is another thing that happened. That it was like it was pretty amazing, or I don't know how to explain this, but so when I grabbed the flow, you have to walk, I don't know, like 10 steps, 15 steps, and then you have to lift it up, go
Show it
right,
around.
go
Yeah.
left, go up, and then set it. And well, that moment, it felt like someone turned off the switch and everything muted. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
everything, the whole stadium was on mute.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was too concentrated of not dropping the
Yeah.
ball, not
Yeah.
messing up, but I don't know that
You couldn't hear anything.
I
You
couldn't
were
hear
just
anything
like, yeah.
until I put the flow, and then the
Yeah.
fireworks went on. That's when
Everything exploded.
everything exploded.
Yeah.
It was a cool experience.
Dude, that was so amazing. I was always I was on the stands, and yeah, when I saw that you were the keeper of the flow, I was like, hell yeah, man.
Even Mr. Mansour,
Yeah.
he was like, "Hey, thanks for traveling with the team." So it was, he congratulated me too, and it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Everybody when I went back to the supporter section, everybody was hype. They were like, "Yeah."
Yeah, because there were, but yeah,
Yeah,
to your
they
point,
didn't
like
know. No
they
one
didn't
knew.
know.
No one knew,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
So it was pretty cool that no
Yeah.
one knew. And also, I want to mention, there's a lot of people that put in a lot of work last season. Not just, I mean, I was the face because I was traveling. I was in social media,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of people that put in work. People from the Murga, the other capos.
Yeah. When you're not part of the supporters group, like we just show up and we kind of like take it for granted. It's like there you see the awesome atmosphere. You see on a first game or whatever, you see a tifo, you see all that
Yeah.
stuff, and you're kind of thinking like, oh, that's cool. But like behind that, there's like
Right.
hundreds, literally, of people
Right.
that are putting in their time, effort, money, and they're not, like getting money from the club. It's their own money. They're obviously their time, and what goes in the background is like on before games when there's like big displays or whatever. There's a lot that goes on, like doing the tifo prep, like
Yeah.
happens months in advance, weeks in advance. People like working Fridays, Saturdays, midweeks. Like I applaud every single person that is part of a supporters
Yeah.
group, because what we have at Snapdragon is different. Like it is. You don't get this atmosphere everywhere. Am I wrong?
No, we got one of the best. Well, I mean, this is our second season, and it's
Right.
only gonna get better. But yeah, we're probably, well, from last season, I think we're in top two.
Yeah, for sure.
Of the best atmospheres are the supporters.
We're a brand new team. Like there's a lot of teams that has taken them years to
Yeah.
get to a point where the atmosphere that they've created is consistent and it's
Yeah.
awesome. But here in San Diego, day one, boom, like we had a great atmosphere, and that is not something that the club necessarily did. Everything is independent. Like all the supporters group, it's literally what we discussed. Like people just with a passion for soccer and the club and the city, and then just wanting to show and channelize that passion into awesome displays, like tifos and
Yeah.
like
Well, you
the
have been in
smoke
the tifos,
bombs and everything. Yeah,
you have worked. You worked on the.
yeah. I had the
yeah,
opportunity to just volunteer basically.
volunteer.
Just show up and help with one of the tifos, and it's a lot of work. And I
Yeah.
only was able to help for a few hours here and
Mhm.
there. If you see a member of the supporters section, just like thank them. Buy them a beer, show up to a tailgate.
I get a lot of DMs like, "Hey, how do I go? I want to go to an away game. How do I, you know, be with the supporters?" I always get these DMs, and I'm always, I'm happy to help everybody. But the first thing you guys got to do is, join the union.
Yeah, John
You
Frontera.
know,
$15 a
yeah,
year. It's a steal.
yeah, it's a steal. And then from there, you buy the tickets on the chat app, you know, and I mean it's so simple,
Yeah.
If you don't want to join the supporter group, you can just go on
Yeah, there's an option that you can select as unaffiliated,
unaffiliated, yeah,
and you're still
yes,
part of the group, and you can just
yeah,
you'll get notifications of
right,
like you'll be part of the Discord,
mm-hmm.
and also discussions and also the chant app, which is basically there's a chat in there where news notifications when, for example, when there's an away game,
Mm-hmm.
and the notification goes through there and says like, or an announcement that says like, hey, the tickets are available for this away game, and that's how you purchase
Right,
uh, discounted, I would say, or subsidized per se, like
yeah,
tickets for away games. So for $15 a year, I mean, you get
yeah,
those
you can beat
benefits.
that,
Come on, it doesn't get any better than
right.
that. Mil, thank you so much, for coming to the channel. I really appreciate your time, and continue doing what you're doing, man. Like, it's awesome, how passionate you are for, the club and the sport. And I think fans like you are what brings a good name, to the sport, to the city. We want to keep seeing more of that along you and Daygoboyz and the Frontera and the different supporters groups. There's a lot of you that are incredibly passionate
Yeah,
and creative, and just create this awesome atmosphere that I love. Every time I invite someone who's
yeah,
never been to a game, they go and they're like, "Whoa, what the hell?" Like people that are like, "Oh, that's the MLS. Like it sucks. Like
right,
whatever. Like because they're only focused on Liga MX or Europe or whatever." And I'm like, "All right, come to a game." They show up and like, whoa, is he like how the
yeah,
atmosphere? It's like
atmosphere, yeah,
they're hooked. I've probably had in last season like at least 6 people that I invited. Hey,
right,
let's come through to a game, and then after that they've been hooked. Like they want to
yeah,
go, like every
yeah.
other game, and that's how it starts.
Yeah. Also, if you have never went to an away game, I recommend everybody to at least go to one because it's a cool experience, And then the team sometimes they need that support,
Yeah,
on the
for
away
sure.
game.
It's always like a cool feeling when you go to that away
Hmm.
game and you're just part of that, this small group or however many people
Right.
showed up, but you stand out, like because we're loud, when we show up, and like
Yeah.
that's a cool feeling, like when you're going away, and it's like you're probably louder than the fans that are at home, in
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
occasions. So that's kind of like cool.
Right.
You can hear the chants and everything like on TV, like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so if you want to go, you need some tips, reach out to the expert for away game, DM him, and don't forget to follow him on Instagram. And you have other socials? Are you on TikTok or YouTube? Or
I mean, I'm on TikTok and Instagram,
okay, so
but
don't.
you'll put the
Yeah. I'll put the links in the description, and you'll be seeing them on the screen here too. So follow Mil Mascaras, and thank you so
Oh,
much.
thanks for that, my bro.
Yeah, no problem.
See you in the next game.
Yeah, I'll see you next game. All right, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video. Thank you.
Thank you.